mean, I'm sure I've seen it. Just quickly putting on another outfit we've shoved in our bag and all that. How do they do it there?
Yeah, well, I have seen stars change in the limos. I've seen them change in the toilets. There's a hotel right beside the Dolby Theatre here in the heart of Hollywood. So they take rooms there. I mean, you know what it's like. They've got their entourage. They're running in, they're running out, and all the rest of it. You can get changed a little bit backstage at the Dolby Theatre as well. But really, it is funny at this time of the year when you see people getting changed absolutely everywhere. I'm off to a party later on today for the British Consul General's party as well in the British Film Institute. But it really is funny just seeing superstars getting changed anywhere they can.
And what happens when there's a call of nature that you cannot ignore? Because these things go on for hours and hours and hours, don't they, in real time? And so you might have to do what a woman or a man has simply got to do, but you can't just bob up and go off to the gents whenever you feel like it, can you? So how does it all work, that part of it all?
Well, it's interesting. The show itself normally lasts about 3.5 hours. You have seat fillers, so if you do have to, pop off to the loo, you've got a seat filler that comes in. But interestingly as well, Vanessa, they also have people called carpet fillers, because when you have that lovely big shot of the red carpet, you never want it to look quiet. So there are people who are employed to just walk up that red carpet. They get to the end, and turn around, go down like behind everything, and walk back up the red carpet again. So you have seat fillers and carpet fillers.
That's absolutely hilarious. There's a brand new category this year, and I think people might be surprised that this category has never featured in the Oscars before. Tell us about Best Casting.
Yeah, I mean, this has been campaigned for so many years, and I think rightly so, because the casting of a movie means so much. Nina Gold, brilliant British casting director, she's up for, of course, what else but Hamnet, and I think it's a possibility that she will win. What's going to be interesting is they love it at the Oscars to have what they call their Fab Five moments. So what they do is they bring out 5 big stars to present one of the awards. It's going to be very early on. It's going to be the casting, and you're going to have 5 big stars come out and talk about their first castings. But let's hope that Nina Gold takes it home for the UK.
And is it Conan O'Brien who's presenting this year? And is it considered to be a really very difficult gig? I mean, they're definitely huge stars who haven't succeeded in the way they hoped they would when they present the Oscars, haven't there?
Well, the great thing, and you know what it's like at any awards ceremony, you've done many as well. You walk out here and in the room, it's a room full of women. It's Academy Award nominee. And as the evening goes on,
yes,
more
I bet you
losers
have
in the
heard that
room,
apple
it's
for a
a
long
tough
time,
crowd. But Conan himself, he said, my job is to take what could be a good evening and ruin it. And that's what I tend to do. He's been trying out all his material for the monologue over the past few weeks. So if you go around a few of the comedy clubs here in LA, you would actually have heard Conan try out stuff for the Oscars. And then, of course, at the last minute, they've got writers in the wings. They're trying to keep everything as topical. And, of course, what could be more topical at the moment? We know what's going on in the world at the moment. So safety is unbelievable here at the moment. The security, I've already seen, the SWAT teams are around. You're going to have snipers on the roof. There's so much security this year, and obviously rightly so.
And I want to ask you about the urge that often comes over huge stars when they're accepting an award, which is not just to say, I thank my gynecologist, I thank my original kindergarten teacher, I thank my optician, my dentist, my mistress, oh, whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, completely forgot to mention my wife, oh no, and all that kind of thing. Not just that, but they want to fling in something political, especially with what's going on in this turbulent world at the moment. Is there any kind of opportunity for the organisers to say to them, don't do it, this isn't a political occasion, or is it considered they can say anything they like, nobody can tell anyone what to say? How does it work?
Yes, an interesting one like that. Basically, everyone's given 45 seconds to speak. But of course, if you're one of the huge winners in the night, Best Actor, Best Actress, then of course they're going to let you go over a bit as well. They have been said, look, we understand what's going on in the world. We understand that you may want to say something. But again, what they try and do is get everyone to just, get it down to the basic thank yous. And also as well, they say to them as well, please do not just give out a list of thank yous. As you were saying, thank my whole entourage and all the rest of it. It's to actually say something that's either inspirational as well. But of course, sometimes, as we know, actors are not the best when they don't have the words written for them.
Do you think that because they've got stylists, haven't they, choosing their outfits? Have they got somebody, do you think, writing them a draft acceptance speech just in case they might happen to win, so they don't have to leave it to chance and make a right pig's ear of it on the night?
Yeah, I think some of the clever ones do that. Because again, you've got so many writers out here in Hollywood. It's not the hardest thing to actually get someone to write down a few good words for you. And also, as well, it's interesting as we get towards the end of this is the end of award season. So people like Jessie Buckley have given so many speeches. So again, it's to try and make it a little bit different. And it's interesting on the red carpet because I'll be there on Sunday as the stars go in. A lot of stars actually are all talked out now, and also they know that all the votes are in, so they don't need to canvass any votes. And like Timothée Chalamet didn't do himself any favors the other week there when he talked about the fact that, you know, he didn't think ballet and opera was a thing that he wanted to do because it's dying and nobody's really interested. But interesting out here, the LA Ballet Company have put up a thing which is you can get 20% off the new tickets if you put in the code Chalamet. So they've really stuck it to them.
How long does the whole thing actually take? And does anybody ever admit it's a real drag and they wish they didn't have to go?
Funnily enough, if they win, they never admit it's a real drag. But if they don't, they certainly do. The red carpet itself, I mean, I'll be down there from about 12 o'clock on Sunday. Then the carpet itself will open around about 1:32, goes right through until 4. Then the stars go into the theatre, and then they're stuck there for 3.5 hours. It really is a marathon.
It really is. I'm just going to go just ask my panel. I mean, you know, when you're stuck in one of those things, I know it seems ungrateful, not to say it's really great fun, but it can be like torture. You just can't get out. It goes on, right?
I tend not to really go to a lot.
Do you
anymore.
really not go?
I've done and that's like nearly 4 hours, and all you get is a bottle of water under your seat, and that's all you can do.
If you're going though,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. If you're going to these Oscars,
Yeah.
of course it's worth it. You're getting a £250,000.
I think that's only if you don't win, you don't get
But I
that.
want to know what are the chances that
Yeah.
we're going to have a Will Smith moment this year?
Well, that was such great fun, wasn't it? Except not for that's all we've got time for today. Ross, thank you so much, my darling. Always a pleasure. I'm really dying to hear from Ross next week and hear all his views on the Oscars, of course. Thanks also to the wonderful Natasha, Sam, and to Danielle Mason as well. And thank you so much for your calls. Jeremy will be back here 9:15 Monday morning, and I'll be in the same time, same place on Monday. Have a calls. Jeremy will be back here 9:15 Monday morning, and I'll be in the same time, same place on Monday.
Until then, United Family Pictures, Baba, and Suicide with Baba and Miss Blind Son with Mr. Jazz, but and Suicide with Pastor Sasha will be back with his show, Mrs. Mary, sorry, and Suicide.
Have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Bye.
See you on Sunday. And you follow your Bye bye. See my baby, follow Boo Boo Boos.